Today I want to cover some of the different ways we can get more mileage out of our minor pentatonic scale shapes. Now, many of you guys are already familiar with like the cage system or the 5 positions for minor pentatonic scale. And if you're not familiar with all of the different scale fingerings for minor pentatonic, check out this playlist up here and I go through all of the different fingerings with tablature included. So one of the ways that we can get extra mileage out of the minor pentatonic scale is if we're playing over a minor key, and it doesn't have to be blues, it could be any kind of minor chord progression. We know a lot of the tricks that we can use for that scale, but what if we come across a major key, major chord progression, and we're not quite sure how to improvise over those chord changes with our minor pentatonic shapes? So let's just say I've got A major, F sharp minor, B minor, and E7. If I wanted to take that minor pentatonic shape that I'm very familiar with, I'm going to take my A minor shape and I'm going to move it down 3 frets to the 2nd fret, which gives me F sharp minor pentatonic, but that's also the relative known as A major pentatonic. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And if you've already been a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. A lot of times in the beginning when we're just starting out playing guitar solos, it tends to start off like this. Which to me just sounds like you're practicing the scale and not coming up with melodic ideas. So one of the things I like to do is I'll take 2 or 3 strings and just the notes from the scale on those 2 or 3 strings, and I try to come up with as many unique little ideas as I possibly can, which kind of forces you to use rhythmic and phrasing like this. Right there, I was trying to keep it as simple as possible, and I was really only working with 2 or 3 strings at a time, trying to just come up with unique little ideas. And to me, the more memorable the idea is, the more you're going to be able to expand upon that because you'll remember how to play that idea and then build on it to make it sound even better. Another idea that beginners tend to not know much about is phrasing and articulations, such as vibrato and slides and string bending and different techniques we can use to make our notes really pop and sound the best that they possibly can. So in the previous example I just did, I was using some slide-ins to some of the notes, some vibrato, and just some basic phrasing. That'll make the difference between some otherwise seemingly plain, boring notes. It makes them really stand out, and you could literally play the same 4 notes for an entire chorus of a, let's say, a blues chord progression, and it's going to sound really good. Another thing you can do is to try to learn as many guitar solos by your favorite players as possible. So as I transcribe guitar solos by some of my favorite players, I start to notice a recurring theme with a lot of them, that they tend to play some of the same licks over and over again, but they just add some slight variations to them. But overall, the core of the lick is pretty much the same. And that's one of the techniques that I try to use as well. Is I'll come up with a basic little idea, a theme that I can expand upon and develop. Now, in the process of learning other players' guitar solos, I'm not saying that you should steal their ideas and licks. What I am saying, though, is as you learn some of their ideas, it's going to give you better insight onto the fingerboard, and also try to have some kind of takeaway from any of the licks that you might learn. So I've learned plenty of licks from my favorite players that I've then kind of transformed or converted into something uniquely individual for myself, which I think at the end of the day, that's really what all guitar players have done, have been inspired by other players and then turn it into something unique and their own. Let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment down below. If you've got a question, love to hear those as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Joe's Fancy Guitar Studio. Turn on those bell notifications so you see when I upload the latest video. And check out this stuff right here. Till next time, I'll see you guys later, and keep rocking on.